Okay, everybody, welcome back. Good afternoon. We've got more edge rushers to look at here, and we're still on round one, guys. These are going to be our bottom half of the first round guys, and we're going to kick things off with a very difficult one. Mike Green of Marshall, the Thundering Herd. He had a great season for Marshall. He was really coming along, had some awesome games, awesome moments, and now we're just trying to figure out what we're dealing with here because his production is off the charts. He's got some real skills. He's got a real good motor, but you can pretty quickly find some problems here. He's undersized, maybe not for a 3-4 edge, and it's not anything critically undersized, but very short arms, 32-inch arms. Rare that an edge rusher gets away with that. Very tiny hands also, which isn't as big a deal, but it's worth noting. Did really well on the bench press at the combine. But overall, he's just a smaller guy. And you wonder how he handles the transition from Marshall to the NFL just based off that. Now, every big board except Walter has him in the first round. The aggregate has him going 18th, or the 18th player on their board. And look, he deserves a lot of credit for what he did in 2024. 84 tackles as an edge player, 23 for loss, 17 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 59 total pressures. 92.4 PFF grade. He's been stellar. Year before was really good too, by the way, just not nearly as prolific. So the production's there. And how does he do it? He's got an advanced and very, very impressive bag of pass rush tricks he can whip out. He has the ability to really throw stuff at opposing tackles that they have a hard time dealing with. High effort and goes full tilt at all times, which he kind of has to overcome his size, but his effort is totally there. His motor runs. He's got quick burst out of his stance, able to use it to shoot past a tackle, sometimes before they can react. And he's also got pass rusher bend. So he's got these traits you really look for with an edge rusher, especially a speed rusher. And he knows how to chain his moves together to great effect. He can stack moves on top of moves to get into the backfield. He understands how to get low underneath pads. He understands how to use leverage. So he's smart in that regard. He's actually pretty powerful despite being small. He knows how to convert his speed into power, and he's got skilled hand usage. So he is really, really far along as far as a prospect would go. You wouldn't expect a guy to be this ready to go coming out of Marshall necessarily. But that's when you get into some of the problems here. And one of the problems is quite possibly a big deal, and we got to spend a little bit of time talking about it. First, though, let's talk about what we already know. He's small and he's got very, very small arms. You have to wonder how 32-inch arms are going to work as an edge rusher in the NFL. Sometimes he abandons the run defense to chase the quarterback. He's one of those guys that can kind of go for his stats. His aggression can be fed back and used against him at times. Sometimes he overruns the play. Sometimes he gets tricked by biting on a fake. And the big one with him, I think, is his checkered past. He was kicked out of the Virginia Tech program a couple years ago. I think 3 years ago now. He got accused of some stuff. He denies the accusations, but it was whatever happened with Mike Green, it was enough to get him pushed out of Virginia Tech and he had to go to Marshall. So it's at least real enough for that. And that's something we really have to take seriously here. So I really wanted to love this guy. I do think some of his weaknesses can be covered up, but the off the field issues combined with the size, I'm pushing him down to the second round. I just don't feel like the first round thing is quite right. There's just too much going on here I don't like. I'm going to push him to the early second. Next guy is going to be James Pearce Jr. of Tennessee Volunteers, 21. Very, very unusual build for an edge rusher. He's very tall, but also lean. So he's not even really built like an edge rusher. He's almost built, he's not that far off from being built like a basketball player. 7th percentile in weight. Arms are not very long either, 21st percentile. Where he made his bones was with his speed. He had one of the fastest 40 times ever for an edge rusher. Incredible 10-yard split. He is lightning quick. He moves faster than many cornerbacks. He moves faster than many wide receivers. Also had a nice broad jump, so he's got some explosion in his hips for sure. Every big board has him in the first. Database has him 25th. Last 2 years, he's been productive for that Tennessee defense. 28 total tackles for loss, 17 and a half sacks, a few forced fumbles, 107 total pressures. 2 really good productive seasons for the Volunteers. His speed is the name of the game. It's a massive weapon. Tackles have a hard time dealing with it. He gets the corner on them before they even know what to do. He does have some rush counters he can whip out. He's not just speed. He's not just pure speed. He also can throw some tricks at you. He does have some ability to shed tacklers as well. He shows some ability to work through blockers, especially like angle blockers and half blockers. He keeps the play alive and stays with it. He's somebody who will keep pushing and pushing, second effort, third effort, trying to make a play, trying to find a way to make an impact on the play even after it looks like he's out of it. So effort is totally there. And even though he's small, he can get power. And he uses his speed to generate force. So he does have a little bit of bull rush ability. And he's also very good at chasing plays down from the weak side because he's so fast and quick. So the benefits of James Pearce are very clear. But can you really deal with a 245-pound edge rusher with short arms? 21st percentile with very little weight. You wonder if he'll get pushed around because he's not going to be able to keep hands from getting to his torso. The hands are going to get to his torso a lot because his arms are so short. He doesn't really have bend either, which is really tough for a top edge rusher because the speed is supposed to combine with the bend to really allow them to get the outside. But Pearce doesn't really have that much bend. He's not strong, and you can bet he's going to be a liability against the run. It's hard to imagine him being a good run defender. And he's a straight line player. He's good when he's on track, but once you take him off track or once you require him to go off track, he struggles a little bit. He doesn't move well in space. He doesn't move unexpectedly. He doesn't have reactive athleticism. He's a straight line athlete for the most part. So there's a lot lacking here for me after the burst off the edge. And the burst off the edge is remarkable, but I couldn't quite, after really having a chance to look at this, I wasn't that into it. So middle second rounder is the play for me, honestly. I know I'm way more down on him than most, but I don't really feel this one. I could see this being another Darrell Taylor situation. Probably not that extreme, but I think this could turn into a Darrell Taylor type situation where he's just so darn limited that it's hard to imagine him having a truly great career. He'll be more like a specialist. Okay, one more guy for this video, and then we will be continuing on later today. We have Donovan Ezeiruaku of Boston College. This is a guy that really rocketed up draft boards last season. I don't think he was a big name until he went out there and had an amazing season for the Eagles. He's short, he's very small, he's an undersized edge for sure, but he's got long arms, 34-inch arms. Testing was really good, pretty explosive, but change of direction skills are remarkable for an edge rusher. 6.94 3-cone, 4.19 20-yard shuttle. That's cooking right there for an edge rusher, and that tells you where his skills really lie. Every big board that he was on had him in the first except for CBS. Walter didn't even have him. I feel like they're just a little behind the times there. They don't update as often as some of the others. And the aggregate has him as the last pick in the first round, ranked at 32 overall. His 2024 season drove it. 80 tackles as an edge rusher. Wow. Hello. That's more than 5 tackles a game. 21 for loss. 16 and a half sacks. Just crazy production. 1 pass breakup, 3 forced fumbles, 60 pressures. Living in the backfield. 90 PFF grade. So he earned this place in big boards. So the pros to Ezeiruaku would be reactive athleticism, his change of direction skills. So you can put him in open space. You can put him in coverage. You can put him in situations where he's got a one-on-one a running back, and he can do it. He can do it better than most edges because he has such great reactive athleticism. He reads plays well. He's also a cerebral player. He reads blocking assignments and is good at predicting where the play is going to go based on his read. He's also got some bend as well. He can get the corner on tackles, and he does combine that with good first step quickness. So he does have the traditional traits of an undersized edge rusher as well. His hand usage gives him an edge in trench fights. He knows how to use his hands well, very skilled. He uses his length really well to separate from blockers and get the upper hand in trench engagements. And he does have a nice set of counters. He does have some counters he can bust out. He does have the push and slide. He can kind of slip past blockers with his counters. And he's just hard to get a firm block on. He plays kind of slippery. That's the best way I can put it. He's a slippery guy. Now, I do think he'll mostly be meant to play like 3-4 end or 3-4 edge because he is smaller. He'll probably be meant to stand up. I don't know about him with his hand in the dirt. Doesn't have elite speed in the open field necessarily, so while his reactive athleticism is good, he doesn't have that straight line speed to really chase a play down. Sometimes I think he kind of abandons run defense to chase the quarterback and go kind of after his own stats, another one of those guys. And he's a good pass rusher, obviously, but he doesn't have a lot of moves. He depends mostly on his first step quickness and bend, and he uses his hands well and length well, but I think he needs to add some moves to the bag to really get going. So, hey, great package of skills, a lot of good traits, a lot of things that can be fixed as well. Like you can teach him pass rush moves. You can teach him to be more disciplined in run defense. I'm not really I'm not really out on this one at all. I usually when these guys are like late bloomers on draft day on the draft boards, I'm like I don't understand where this came from, but I totally understand where this came from. I think this guy's a first rounder. I'd take this guy in the first round. And that's my evaluation of Ezeiruaku. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks.